Hello everybody, if you're on the Volusion platform and you're looking to migrate to the BigCommerce platform, you've come to the right place. Over the past 10 years, we've done thousands of migrations from Volusion to another platform, so we know this process really well. If you are currently doing millions of dollars in revenue on the Volusion platform, one of the most essential things you need to do is to have a clear execution plan during this migration process. The way that we handle platform migrations at Optimum7 is very different than our competitors. We don't export CSV files from Volusion and then try to import it into BigCommerce. We don't use any kind of automated software because that kind of software actually gives you a lot of bugs. We do this entire migration through API integrations, and we validate every single field. It doesn't matter if you have thousands of products or millions, thousands of customers or millions. The database structures of Volusion are completely different than the database structures of BigCommerce. So while we are doing this migration, and we will have to migrate your products, product options, customers, orders, the custom pages that you might have on your Volusion, your URL structure is going to change. There is a lot to pay attention to because the last thing that you want to experience is to lose your visibility, lose your organic rankings on Google, or get into any kind of issue where your product listings or Google Shopping or any other shopping comparison site are being declined. The character limits are different, the special characters are different, every single thing, every single field needs to be validated through API. And we also suggest custom functionalities like AI search and filter and any kind of functionality to maximize your average order volume and the lifetime value of your customer. Watch the rest of this video to see at what level we handle this kind of a platform migration.
This documentation shows migration from BigCommerce to Shopify, but it's essentially the same documentation that we've created for all the different platforms. The steps might change, the details might change, the API might change, but the process remains the same. So if you look at the BigCommerce to Shopify process here, as you can see, we have database commands, we have migration commands, and we have the entire URL structures and everything. Because different platforms have different URL structures and the different special characters, limitations, there are so many exceptions, right? Not only that, if you look at our GitHub account, on GitHub, we have done these migrations before. So we have full code on how we validate the products, the customers, the orders, how we tie them together, how we process HTML if you have HTML on your product pages on BigCommerce that need to move over to Shopify. Now, BigCommerce and Shopify manage options and variables differently, right? There is actually some sort of limitation on Shopify with your options, where you cannot have unlimited options. So we validate all of this information through our code because we've done this thousands of times. And if you look at this, you'll see all kinds of migration processes here, and every single piece of code basically makes sure that we validate this information through the API. This is not an export-import of a CSV file. You cannot do migration for a website that does millions of dollars annually through an automated software. The software is not going to validate any of this. Now, if you want to look at the documentation, there's a more detailed documentation that we have here. It has all these types of manual links. It has the different exceptions based on, what you can do on BigCommerce, but what you cannot do on Shopify, vice versa. Again, character limitations, the special characters, the errors that you might have. And we do all of this through our process here. As you can see, this is a very, very detailed execution. Why do we do it this way? Because it's very important that you don't lose organic ranks and you don't get 404s, because your traffic is going to drop, your sales are going to drop. It's very painful. We have a lot of prospects that used automated software and the migration did not go well and they didn't work with an expert, and they come back and they're like, well, we lost 50% of our traffic. We lost 60% of our sales. So you don't want that to happen to you. The last thing is, if you actually, again, go to optimum7.com/migrations page, you will see, let me show you that really quickly. You will see a detailed checklist that you can download here, the 125-step platform migration checklist. And that checklist looks like this. It will help you throughout the process, the platform selection, the planning, the actual migration, the storefront, the backend, the checkout, the data, the integration, and anything that has to do with the marketing, social media tracking as well. I strongly suggest that you download this because it will help you plan your entire migration process. Now, of course, we want everybody to do their due diligence. Whenever you do this kind of migration, look at examples, look at case studies of whomever you're going to work with. I'll show you some from Optimum7. We migrated RC Superstore. It's the site that we worked on. Specialist ID, Good Counsel, Tease to Your Door, Echo Enclose. And if you actually look at this, like what happened after the migration process, I think we migrated this site in 2016. I think we migrated this in 2017. You'll see the database growth in terms of organic visibility. So their metrics have actually improved because whenever you do a platform migration, you want to go to a speed and mobile first website, and you have to pay attention to the mobile usability metrics, and you have to make certain improvements to design. And from a conversion standpoint, you have to implement certain functionalities like search and filter. And this is all an effect of that because Google pays attention to how because everybody has analytics, Google pays attention to how your users and your customers interact with your website. Okay, so do your due diligence definitely to go through the process, but this is very, very important. Please make sure you do the 3.0 and redirects properly at the end. That's one of the most important aspects of this. You don't want to lose your ranks. You don't want to lose money. You don't want to lose the authority that you've worked so hard to build. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.
I hope this video was helpful for all of you out there who are on the Volusion platform and you're trying to migrate to BigCommerce. If you have any questions, please comment below or reach out to us at Optimum7.com. We'll be happy to guide you in the right direction.